I can have this conversation, not both well. Y'all take care.
We'll start the work session. At this time, we'll suspend the formalities. First item is capital expenditures for the fuel farm upgrades. Rudder Williams, you want to hear speak, please, sir? Okay.
Council members, Mayor and Steve, Whitney. I'd like to come for you to talk a little bit about our airport needs. And I know we've done had some approved for a tank, upgrade of a 100 LL aviation fuel tank of $14,000, I think. And Rick could verify that probably since he's here, but that tank was quoted as a double wall tank, but it wasn't lined. And the problem we've got with a line tank is that I checked on getting that tank lined, and we could get it lined for about $6,000 to $8,000. But the problem is the tank has been sitting there over a 15 to 18 year period, and condensation in it with sweat from being half full or quarter full or whatever it's caused it to rust, flake off, go down to the bottom of the tank. And it does that over and over and over and over, year after year after year. And then we have it cleaned, and we can't get all that out of there. And to line it, they said they could line it, but they couldn't guarantee it, because when the pits fall off, it makes little indentions inside the tank. If you put that liner in there, then the indentions could, in effect, tear the rubber. And then the rubber would fall in, you just have a messed up tank. So, in my opinion, and been in the oil business for 14 years, buying new tanks and upgrading and being around it, practically all my life, even though I'm a lot more than 40 years old. But it don't make business sense to do that. So, in my opinion, it's best to bite the bullet, because we're just getting so much rust and accumulation of rust out of there that it's eventually going to get through our filtering system and cause us some real problems. And if you have this worksheet here that they worked up on, we had contacted 3 suppliers. And first one being Southern Tank, and they quoted us a 6,000 double wall line. They were $25,500. Rebel Services quoted $21,125, and Estes Equipment quoted $17,900. Well, the problem with Southern Tank is they don't do the installation. In other words, hooking up all the plumbing, hooking up the filters, and setting the tank, and setting the old tank off, and transferring what fuel we got left. And transferring the fuel that we have left is a real critical thing to do, to get from one tank to the other. And I would make sure, I oversell that and make sure it's done right. But, so we have 2 bids that would sell us a tank and also plumb it in. So Rebel Services and Estes Equipment. Estes Equipment come in with quite a bit lower bid on doing that. And like I say, I've been in oil business many years, and Estes Equipment done a lot of work for me, and I highly recommend them. They're a good company. I don't see any fall down the top. And in time, I went over and over it just to make sure we was comparing apples to apples. The only thing that I could tell that Estes wasn't quoting, that Rebel Service quoted, was a gauge, and that's just $1,200. So if we got a gauge, fine. If we didn't find, you can stick it. We're not moving 10,000 gallons of fuel a day. We're moving 30,000 gallons a year, which in essence, over a period of years, would pay for this, because we are selling fuel at a profit to take care of the maintenance on it. We have to, or you have to, I understand that. So my recommendation would be to bite the bullet, fix the thing, go with Estes Equipment. Secondly, we have runway lines at our airport, and it's lit up at night. And, the runway lights are a difficulty set of lights. I don't know if you've ever flown in here at night, but you can hit your, Unicom button 7 times and you can bring the lights up right and bring them back down. So if you're 15 or 20 miles out and you come in to land, you know, you do that and you find the airport with it. Also, the rotating beacon, you know, intertwines with helping find the runway besides GPS. We have pappies which are lit up and it will bring you on a glide slope and bring you down to safe altitude and keep you above the tree lines at night and day. We have a guy that come highly recommended from Boris Wagner Summer, and I've talked to him a couple of times, and he's been out there and done some work for us. The work he has done has accumulated up to about $2,000. He's got a program he does for surrounding airports where he charges $5,000. He comes in and gets hold of the electrical system. And the electrical system gets eat up by fire ants, it gets eat up by gophers, it gets eat up by just all kind of rodents and animals and whatever over a period of time. And that airport really, over a period of 15 to 20 years that I've been on the board, I don't remember we've really done a whole lot to upkeep our runway lights. We've done a lot of upkeep. The city's been real great in doing what needs to be done to upkeep the airport. And the airport's a very valuable commodity to the city, and not only to the city, but to the county. It's got approaches, it's got everything you need. We bought a lot of properties. We're fixing to get an overlay runway, got a new FBO, you got new tar mats, you got a existing taxiway that's been put on, new set of hangars down on the northern end, and constantly buying properties up around the airport because we're bound where we can't go north of the runway, but we can go south or southeast of it, or northwest we can't. So we got to have our hands tied on how we can grow the airport. And the city's been real good about, buying some properties, and our airport has some nice properties there. So, but to get back to the lighting system, I tend to get carried off on some of this stuff, but the lighting system, it needs a lot of work done. And like I say, the guy has done $2,000 worth of work. I talked to him on a couple of occasions. His name is Lee Thornton. And like I say, he comes highly recommended from our engineering company, and he seems real capable of doing it. And Ty's worked with him 2 or 3 times already on some stuff. And what he does, he comes in and he gets a hold of that system, all the breakers, the electrical system that runs that runway lighting. And nobody, that I've been able to talk to has a handle on it. Well, he's about got a handle on it. And I talked to him, I said, well, he does a yearly contract for $5,000 a year. He keeps up that. And he'll come periodically 3 or 4 times a year and keep that thing up. The pappies, the runway taxi lights, the runway lights, and the rotating beacon, and the pappies, and the rail lights. The rail lights are at the end of each runway, which are very important at night. He charges, like I say, $5,000 to do that. And I told him, I said, well, I'll present that to the city if you would put that $2,000 back in that 5, and we wouldn't owe you but $3,000 for the first year. Well, he didn't take to it right away, but the more I talked to him, the more he come to see that he wasn't going to get the job. May not get it anyway, because it's up to y'all. But I told him, I said, you definitely ain't going to get, put that $2,000 in that 5, we just owe you $3, and you go ahead and do it for a year. So he eventually agreed to that, and I told him that Ty let him know in the next day or 2, whenever y'all have a meeting, and either approve or disapprove with that he got the job or not.
This doesn't include repairs that he finds, is it? If something has to be repaired, it's just for inspection and routine?
Up to a point, he'll do the equipment, he'll put the equipment in. They could be a charge for some equipment. If it's breakers and stuff like that, there wouldn't be no charge. But I mean, if it was astronomical and you lost the whole lighting system and you had to have a big breaker box and all that had to be replaced, I'm sure that would be coming from the city. And I talked to Boris Wagner Summer, and I think most of this might be covered under our federal grant money. The thing about our federal grant money, we've used it up. We're kind of waiting on to get some more federal grant money to come in and take care of some of the properties that we bought. And the city's been real good about going ahead and buying property, and we reimburse it back from the feds. So, you know, we're on track with that, we're on track of getting more money. I went to Washington, you know, Mayor and I begged for some more money for the airport. And the thing I like about our airport, I'm on the EDA board, and I think it works hand in hand. It's another tool in our toolbox to, you know, develop our industry in this county and in this city. Chief Smith and I have took people around that, you know, over the past years that wanted to see, you know, industrial sites from there. Dustin and I have done it many, many times. Your airport is used for recruiting. We have coaches come in here. We've had Saban come in. We've had Auburn's coach. Auburn coaches, they've changed a couple of times since they come in here. But they, you know, it's used for not only recruiting and no fun intention there, Patrick, but it's used for recruiting. It's used for farming, for agriculture. You know, we have spray planes that come in. We've had a Gulf Spring 4 in here, which is a big aircraft. They had plane big as the MD-80 nearly, you know. So I mean, your airport is vital to the community. It's vital to our industry in our county, and it's just like I said, it's another tool. But also with that comes maintenance, and this is just a part of maintenance. And some of this, not the fuel, but some of this will be reimbursed back to the city on the runway for the lights. And I'm sure, you know, I don't know if y'all remember or not, when we had that storm and all the trees were blowing in and everything, and I had come up here before the city and asked for an emergency generator to run our fueling system, our runway lights, and 2 or 3 other things. Well, it wasn't more 6 months after that, and y'all approved it. It wasn't 3 or 4 months after that. We had that in April 27th, 2 or 3 years ago, to blow everything down. The whole state was just about out of power from the northeast corner, all the county airports. We had a lot of planes and TVA helicopters coming in here to get fuel, because we had runway lights, we had fuel, we had FBO working, we had everything. And it was, they just couldn't believe it. So I mean, it's expensive. I'm not saying it's not. This stuff's expensive, but it's well worth it. Now, I'll entertain any questions y'all got. If not, I'll sit down.
Well, aren't there 2 tanks up there? 2 fuel tanks? Are they not 2 fuel tanks?
There's 2 fuel tanks.
The other one okay?
One of them's Jet A, and I may have to come back before long and ask for money to get those clean. But our Jet A tank is lined, and it can be cleaned for $3,000 or $4,000 and washed out. And Ty, we're all right on that right now, aren't we?
Yeah, it's fine. The Jet A doesn't have any rust problems because it is lined, and so it's in good shape. And I think an annual inspection will show that it's in good shape right now.
And I would think too, the importance of replacing this tank is the liability issue also.
Oh, that's the scariest thing about selling fuel.
That standpoint.
Yeah.
And one other question, and I'll be quiet, I'll let the others. How did y'all get quotes, or did you actually bid it out?
We got quotes.
We got quotes.
So they'll need to bid it out, right, Mr. Cameron?
If you're dealing with a purchase of a tank and installation of a tank, it becomes a public work. And since it's under 50, you don't have to go through the formal.
Well, probably while we're doing all this, it wouldn't be a bad idea to go ahead and get our Jet A tank clean, and we'd have like a new fuel form. Yeah.
How much is that, you know?
Probably wouldn't run over $3,000 or $4,000 with it, Ty.
We had a quote to do both the Jet A and the one from low lead for about $11,000. But just having the Jet hopefully maybe less than that.
So what's the total amount of money you're asking for?
I think but you're looking at
15 and 5, so.
yeah, you're looking at 23 for ESSA's equipment. You're looking at 23,850.
It's 28.
For the yearly contract for the lights, you're looking at 5, but less 2. If we do it, it's saving $2,000. You're looking at probably $5,500 to $6,000 to really do the Jet A and do it right. And if you
Actually, you need to add the 2,000 in for them and they didn't.
right, and pay.
That's exactly.
But it's going to be a bill if we don't.
Yeah.
Then you could add another $25,000 in there for property purchase if we could get, you know. If we found some more property today.
Quit while you're ahead.
Wheeler told me to throw it in there, and I didn't want to.
Hey, Rudder, can you get us a copy of the proposal with all this that you talked to us about and the maintenance agreement?
Right,
No,
okay.
that way.
Yeah, and the mayor
You
was
got
talking-
that, ain't you? Okay.
The mayor was talking a moment ago, and I didn't catch everything, but I think, you know, when we do this, if we do this $5,000 contract, and he comes twice a year, and he takes care of any problems he finds, right?
And he'll come on call out too.
Okay, so that's what I was gonna ask, in between that time, do we have to pay him to come out and fix
No,
it?
no.
Okay, and
If he gets the contract, he'll come 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times a year and check it and upkeep it to make sure
we
we
should
don't
have
have
a
a problem.
problem, we can call him.
Yeah, and if we have a problem with what he's done and it's not working, we'll call him back. And I even asked him this, he didn't kind of want to go with this, but I talked him into doing it, was doing quarterly payments. And I thought that would be better, in case we did have problems, he'd get his tail on up here and we wouldn't have to pay, you know, we'd still owe it, you know.
And then secondly, in regard to those tanks, you said you took quotes instead of bids, and that's fine.
Right, that's the same as bid.
Do we know 100% sure that Rebel Services and Estes Equipment both bid the same tank?
Yeah, I talked to him about that. The tank was identical.
Everything about
And
it?
it's a 2,000 double wall line tank for aviation. Not much to the tank, other than that's what it is. And they can buy it from Southern Tank and sell it to us cheaper than Southern Tank can sell us direct, because Southern Tank uses, it's like, you know, these guys are their marketers. They don't like to sell direct. So that's why their tank, they just quote you a high price so you won't buy it. You'll buy it from one of their dealers.
Anyone have any other questions? So you can't get a copy?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
type
I've
each one.
got them here.
They turn it in. We
I'll
got
get copies.
them here with us. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll put it on next week's agenda.
Yes.
We'll add it to next week's agenda. With that being said, we'll go to reports. Mayor, do you have anything? Mr. Smith?
We might wanna, in regard to this, just talk to Mr. Clear and give him a heads up, and so he's gotta come up with the money, so at least our forewarning that we're probably gonna pass it next meeting.
Mr. Gray?
Thank you all for being here tonight.
Here? I don't have anything. So this concludes our work session. I'll see y'all next Monday.
Have a safe, have fun.